welcome back to another video. For this first sheet pan meal, we are using some of the meal prep recreated in my weekend meal prep video. I will link that below, but we are making a fajita sheet pan meal. So we're starting out with some sliced bell peppers, some sliced red onion, tossing that with a little bit of olive oil and just a little bit of taco spice mix, just so the veggies themselves have a little bit of extra flavor. This is optional, but I would recommend just to level up the flavor of this dish. I added about a tablespoon to this mixture, and then I added on my pre-seasoned marinated taco spice tofu, and I baked this in a preheated oven at 375 for about 15 minutes, tossed everything up, and then cooked it for about 10 more minutes. And then I did end up separating the tofu and the veggies. I just felt that the tofu was able to crisp up a little bit more that way. So I would probably recommend, if you make this, making the tofu part and the veggie part just kind of separate, just so everything can get nice and crispy. I served this over a bowl of rice and added some pickled jalapeno, some cilantro, a little bit of salsa, and avocado. And then I put a little bit of salt and pepper on the avocado just to spice it up. This was delicious. Definitely one of my new favorites, which will be on my weekly meal plan rotation. And then jumping right into this second recipe, this is a barbecue chickpea with sweet potato, red onion, and Brussels sprouts. This was really good. I really enjoyed this. So you'll need a half a large sweet potato, about 10 Brussels sprouts, a red onion, a can of chickpeas, and then oil to kind of coat, and then about 2 tablespoons of a dry rub spice mix. You can do something homemade or just something that looks good. We're gonna chop all the veggies so they're about the same size, and then add everything onto our sheet pan. Adding the chickpeas, the onion, the sweet potato, and the Brussels sprouts. And then once everything is on our sheet pan, we're just going to combine it with a little bit of oil and add that, wow, words are hard, that spice mix, and toss it to coat, and then bake this at 400 degrees for about 20 minutes. Toss everything and then bake for an additional 15 to 20 minutes, just until everything is crispy. Optionally, you can stop the cooking, or not stop the cooking, but take out the pan about 3 to 5 minutes before everything is done and add on a little bit more, or a little bit of barbecue sauce, and then toss it to combine just to get everything sticky. Or you can just add a little drizzle of barbecue sauce at the end, whatever suits your fancy. But this was really good. I personally put a little too much barbecue sauce on it because I didn't really realize the spice level of my barbecue sauce. So I probably would dial it back a little bit for future, but I did want to make it pretty for the photo. But just go to your taste. You can always add more and then enjoy. So that did not work. The mayo is not good, and I wish I would have just left it out, but I didn't. But I wanted to keep this in here because sometimes things don't always turn out the way we planned, and this sauce is a perfect example of that. So I'm not going to use it. I'm just going to use barbecue sauce, and it's still going to be delicious. So yeah. And then for this last recipe, I did a cabbage and white bean sheet pan meal, and this was flavored with a dilly Dijon mustard dressing, like balsamic. The dressing was my favorite part of this dish. I'm not really a big cabbage fan, and I wish I was, because I didn't enjoy this as much as I wish I would have, but the flavor was there. It's just the cabbage I didn't like. So I linked the recipe to this dressing in the description box. It consists of olive oil, some red wine vinegar, Dijon mustard, salt and pepper to taste, some fresh dill, and then I added some garlic powder, I believe, too, just to kind of give it a little bit more flavor. Combine all the dressing ingredients into a jar or a small bowl. You can shake or whisk to combine, just to get everything emulsified. And then once everything is nice and combined and our veggies are nice and chopped, you can add this all to a sheet pan and toss everything to coat. And then this is going to bake in a preheated oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit for about 30 minutes, and then just toss it halfway through the cook time just for a more even browning. And then this is great by itself. You probably could serve this over rice. That would probably be really good, but kind of just whatever sounds good. I decided to serve this with quinoa just to kind of boost the protein content of the dish and just to do something different, because I feel like I always go to rice and I wanted to switch it up. But this would make a fantastic cold salad dressing also, so I'm definitely bookmarking this for that. And then I wanted to add a little something to drizzle on top of the bowl once it was done, so I used the same jar and I just added some tahini, some more Dijon mustard, and some red wine vinegar into the jar I used for the dressing for the sheet pan, and then shook that up, added some water to thin to a pourable consistency, and then poured this over my bowl to serve. I didn't measure, I just did a little like splash and bloop of everything, and then of course finished it off with a little bit of salt and pepper just to round it out, and just kind of season this to taste. This is optional. You could always do this with hummus or make like a yogurt dressing too if you don't like tahini, or just simply leave it out. But I really like having a creamy element to dishes like this, and this was really good. I did decide it needed to be a little bit brighter, so instead of adding more vinegar, I added a squeeze of lemon and a little bit of garlic powder just to kind of mimic the dressing that was already on the sheet pan. I really find that lemon and dill are a really good combination, so that was kind of why I added that instead of more vinegar in this case. So yeah, that is what I did here. I just want to say thank you so much for spending time with me today and watching this video. If you liked this video, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button and subscribe if you're new. If you like these kind of videos, let me know in the comment section below. I'd love to make more of them. Or if you have any suggestions for any other content on this channel, I would love to hear from you too. Really appreciate you guys being here. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I can't wait to see you in the next one. Bye for now.